Hi, everybody. Once again, welcome to PRTC's Community Calendar. And today we're in St. George. I'm Miles Crosby. Thanks for joining us. It's all about the World Grits Festival here in St. George. And joining me is Ned Berry, the chairman of the Grits Festival, and Richard Myers, and he is the mill owner. And he's going to tell us, him and Ned, all about grits and about the festival and how it got started and just a little bit of history of everything going on. Now, just a quick reminder that the Grits Festival is going to be April the 12th, 13th, and 14th right here in St. George. And we're currently actually recording this in our PRTC Retail Center, which is right across from what used to be Jim Bilton Motors, Jim Bilton Ford, as a matter of fact, on Jim Bilton Highway. So if you're coming out of Walterboro, take exit 77, and you'll get on Jim Bilton Boulevard, and we'll be right here on the right, the PRTC Retail Center. It's a beautiful, beautiful facility. But once again, let's get back to St. George and the World Grits Festival.
All right.
Once again, Richard, Ned, this has been going on a long time. Back in the 80s, correct?
1986 is when it was started.
1986. Now, who was the original person that said, you know what, there's lots of festivals going on in the South.
Right.
Let's celebrate one of the things we all love for breakfast, grits.
Mr. John Waller's owned a Piggly Wiggly.
Right.
And he was talking about how much grits he was selling to his salesperson, the guy, supplier, the guy that he was buying from.
Right.
And the guy said, let me do some calculating. So he figured out, and he said, you know, per capita, I think it is, per person,
Sure.
you eat more grits in Upper Dorchester County than anywhere in the world.
Wow. Wow.
Right, lots of grits to eat there.
You know, it's a funny thing. I grew up on grits in the morning, grits and for supper, and all kinds of grits with fish, grits with shrimp, grits in the morning with corned beef hash, grits with just regular hash and eggs and bacon, everything you can do with grits.
Everything goes with grits.
That's a fact.
But they started talking about it, and he knew that we had a grits mill on the farm. We kept it out at the farm.
Now, that was your family that had it?
That was my family.
How old was that grits mill?
It's an international harvester, and it was manufactured in the early 1900s.
Okay.
So it's an old one.
Now, is it got, you know, I've seen a lot of times at these old plantations where you see the stone wheels, and they'll, you know, use them now as like, you know, like walkways or whatever. Is it got that same kind of?
It's got two stones in it, about 36 inches in diameter. One sits still and the other one spins, and you can control how close the wheels go together, how far apart. That determines what kind of grit you got, whether it's going to be real soft or mealy.
You know, whenever I was growing up, some people would call harmony and then grits, and harmony is like, there's a major difference.
Right, big difference. Harmony is corn shelled off the cob and soaked in water until the husk is popped.
It's big old.
It's big old.
Right.
Not good.
Yeah, it's not my idea of grits.
Big old not good, right.
So, you know, so we're talking about good old-fashioned grits. Now, how many, just out of curiosity, when you're making, like, let's say, a bag of grits, how many ears of corn does it take to kind of get close to that? I mean,
well, we never figured it out per ear of corn, but we would grind, for the festival, we'd grind about 3,500 to 4,000 pounds of shell corn.
Wow.
That's so many pounds of white for white grits and so many pounds of yellow for yellow grits. And then we would shake out the cornmeal out of some of it, and you have the cornmeal. So it's a lot of work in it, but it's well worth it.
And just for the viewers, explain the difference between the cornmeal and the grits as far as how does that work?
Well, you grind the grits, and like I said, with the wheels, moving the wheels in and out to get it finer. If you can make cornmeal out of it, you want it as fine as you can. Then you sift the cornmeal out of the grits. And the husk that's left over, you give to the hogs.
I got you.
and the cornmeal, we bag it and sell it by the bag.
I imagine there's a lot of work involved, labor intensive.
A lot of work. My whole family was involved in it. The girls did a lot of the bagging, because you're talking about 500 or 600, 700 bags of grits. That's about amazing. 5 pounds a bag. And there's a lot of work involved in it.
But it was so good.
It was good.
Yeah,
it's good. You can't buy it in the store like it.
Well, the ones in the store have a lot of additives to it.
A lot of additives. It's slow. It's made so everything is fast. The grits out the store, you can cook it in 10 or 15 minutes. This grits, you got to wash it and team the husk off of it, and then put it in a pot and cook it for about an hour, hour and a half, slow.
Right.
And you got the best grits you ever eat in your life.
But I understand back in the day, you guys actually sold to restaurants all over the country.
Right, right. We sold to a lot of restaurants. People would come. Hey, we've had people with National Geographics to come from the Philippines and all.
That's amazing.
Yeah, just to see the mill run.
Now, we were talking about yellow corn, white corn. Is there a specific type of corn other than just the yellow or white that you desire more for the grits, or doesn't really matter?
I like the yellow myself. I like to mess with the yellow, but I grind more white because a lot of people don't want to, they had never seen yellow grits, and they don't want to try it, and they want white grits. But if they ever try the yellow grits, the biggest question at the festival, what's the difference in white grits and yellow grits? I tell them, hey, the yellow grits got butter already in it.
Add butter. So Ned, once again, as the chairman of the Grits Festival, you've been doing it a long time. I know Richard's been doing it for a long time.
All my life.
Give us a little perspective as the chairman of the Grits Festival. I know it's got to warm your heart knowing how many people from the South love grits, but tell us about it.
It does good to know, people around the town, different areas that come to the Grits Festival and stuff. Plus, I've been in the festival maybe 30 years, and I've rolled in the Grits Festival, rolled in the Grits for 29 years.
Right.
And twice I won it like 53 pounds and 57 pounds.
Yeah,
And,
Wow.
And a lot of
he's very good at rolling in the grits.
a lot of people ask me, they say,
Well, explain to people that don't understand I know what you're talking about, but explain to them what you actually won. Tell them how it works.
okay, what you got to do is they weigh you before you get into the pool of grits.
Right.
Once you get in, they give you 10 seconds to roll, and you roll and you try to get as much grits on it you can. And once you get out, they tell you to hold your hands up and everything, and don't shake anything off. And what I was getting on, you want to get on the scale as quick as you can.
Yeah.
That way, anything that drops on the scale, it can
Goes with you.
average up.
Yeah.
Right? And but you just don't want to shake around anything, because anytime you shake around, you're wasting all the grits
Now,
off.
do you put something on you before you start rolling around? Like, do you get
Oh, yeah.
wet or something, or what do you do?
They let you get in and sit in for a second or two and kind of just get it, submerge your water a little bit, and then when they tell you to go, then you just start
got to do
rolling
that.
like a hog in a mud puddle.
Yeah.
But,
It sounds like it might be kind of fun.
yeah,
We've had a lot of celebrities. I can't remember them right off, but local celebrities off of TV and all.
They actually try it?
They come and roll in the grits.
Very nice. Very
And
nice.
like I say, Ned, he's been our champion so many times.
He knows the tricks.
He knows the tricks. I'd weigh him, and people said, "You just pulling for Ned." I'm like, "No, Ned knows what he's doing," and rolling in the grits.
And the scales,
and
the
he's
scales.
very good. Scales,
Scales, the scales. Now, since we're actually talking about the festival, if somebody has never been to the Grits Festival and they show up, what can they expect? What will they see?
They can see family entertainment, carnival rides,
Right.
That's number one, family.
food vendors, commercial vendors, arts and crafts.
Right.
And this year, Friday night, we're going to kick off Friday night with Dylan Carter, the one that did the voice. He's going to be performing with us Friday
Awesome.
night.
All right. Fantastic. So that'll be Friday night. What about 8, 9? What?
Now, 6 to 8.
6 to 8. Okay.
sir.
All right. And that'll be right downtown.
Right downtown, yes,
downtown
sir.
St. George. Now, obviously, you'll have food vendors and all that
Oh,
sort
yeah.
of thing. Is anybody going to be doing specific grits? Are they going to be trying to cook some grits while we're doing the Grits Festival?
Yeah, so we do have a local that comes in, Miss Mary Darrell Singletary. She comes in and does the
Church, isn't it?
yes, sir, the church, and she comes in and does the cooking of the grits and
All
stuff.
right. So when she gets the grits, does she add anything to it? She got a little special thing she likes to throw in it?
Well, I guess I can't give her
If you knew Mary Dale, you'd know she's got something special
Something
she's putting
going
in,
on.
because it is delicious.
Yeah,
Yes,
'cause
sir.
that's what a lot of people don't realize. When you
Right.
got grits, you want to add something to it. A little something
Right.
thrown in there as well as
Right.
extra.
But I've had people that come up and ask me a question. They say, "Why do you like rolling in the grits?" I said, "Well, I'm gonna give you just a straight answer." I said, "You got people that play cards, you got people that golf, and other things, I say I like rolling in the grits.
There you go.
That's exactly right.
Nothing wrong with that. And you've won it how many times?
Twice.
Twice.
Yes, sir.
That's a good
But
thing.
the amount of grits that he picked up was astronomical. 53 pound one time,
That's amazing.
just rolling in the grits, get weighed 53 pound of grits. And another time 57, wasn't it?
7, yes, sir.
Wow.
And most people 10, 12, 13 pound they're picking up.
Wow. That's amazing. That's
So-
absolutely- so you know what to do.
Ned knew what he was doing.
If you want some tips, go by and see Ned whenever we have the Grits Festival once
Right.
again. Actually, it's been going on, technically, it started 39 years ago, but the actual festival is only, well, I shouldn't say only, it's actually been 37 years because during COVID, like most of the world, things were shut down for a couple of years.
We didn't have the
So
festival.
didn't have the festival for 2 years. So because of that, it's the 37th annual Grits Festival, even though it's actually started 39 years ago.
Yeah.
COVID kind of messed up a lot for a lot of people. But
Right.
the good news is we're back, and we want to invite everybody out there. Tell you what, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Once again, we're talking to Ned Berry, the chairman of the St. George World Grits Festival, and Richard Myers. He knows everything about grits. His family's been mill owners for grits for years and years and years. It's all happening April the 12th, 13th, and 14th. We'll be right back from the PRTC Retail Center in St. George. You're watching PRTC's Community Calendar. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to PRTC's Community Calendar, and we're actually in beautiful St. George. We've got a gorgeous day here in St. George at our retail center, actually, on Jim Bilton Avenue, just off of I-95. So come on by. We'd love for you to see PRTC's new retail center in beautiful St. George. But the reason we're here is to talk about grits, and lots of grits, and the Grits Festival. It's the 37th annual Grits Festival here in St. George, the World Grits Festival. It'll be April the 12th, 13th, and 14th. And we're talking to Ned, and we're talking to Richard, and we're talking about the festival. And one of the things, Ned, I want you to hit on is the fact that, I mean, this is all geared, and actually you as well, Richard, this is all about family.
Right.
It's all about family.
It's a family thing. It's done just for the family.
Yep.
You won't see anything bad happening. We got police officers everywhere.
Right.
And we got rules and regulations we go by and try to make it safe for kids.
You want to make it safe for the wife, the husband, the kids.
Right,
Make it where it's
right.
family friendly, and you're going to have lots of stuff for the kids to play on.
Right.
Carnival. Ride
Carnival.
kinds of
We got a
things like
carnival coming in,
that. Right.
and they'll be here for several days. And we got officers that stay down around the carnival to make sure everything's good to go.
Excellent. And of course, now if somebody wanted to actually be a part of the festival, let's say they want to show some of their art, or they wanted to, have a food truck come in or whatever. Ned, what do they need to do on that?
They can go on the website, the World Grits Festival website.com, and they can go food vendors, they can go commercial vendors, and arts and crafts. And at the people at the bottom of it that you can send for the food vendors, commercial vendors, and arts and crafts, just send it in and everything. And there's still plenty of time if anybody wants to any of those events.
All right. And is there any charge for them to come in? I'm assuming there is.
Yes, sir. There's certain to
Depending on
locate
what
what
you
you
got.
got to do is
Got it.
dimensions of the trailers or tents and stuff like
Perfect,
that. Yes,
perfect.
sir.
Once again, it's the worldgritsfestival.com, is that right?
Yes, sir.
worldgritsfestival.com. Now, you guys are actually going to be, like you said, it's going to be April 12th, 13th, 14th. What's the hours of operation?
It's going to be Friday, it's going to be 12 to 8. Saturday, it'll be from 9 to 8, and Sunday, 1 to 5.
Okie dokie. And once again, it's all about family entertainment.
Family entertainment.
But now there's also going to be a lot of food here as well, and grits. How you guys were telling me about a lady that loves to cook grits, and she's an expert.
Right,
Yes, sir.
right. That's Marydale. She's very good at what she does.
Excellent.
And
Excellent.
she serves a lot of people a great meal.
I'm looking forward to that, no doubt.
Right,
No doubt.
right.
Well, now, guys, we've touched on a lot of stuff that's going on once again for the World Grits Festival here in St. George. Is there anything else you would like everybody to know?
Remember that we have the parade on Saturday, which starts at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock Saturday,
Right.
Saturday,
Right.
and the rolling in the grits will start Sunday.
which is what your main competition.
Yeah, so that's around 2 o'clock, and we have like Sunday, in the closing, we could do like the corn toss, wheelbarrow race, and different events like that. And Saturday, we're gonna have the dances, the cloggers.
Dancing in the street.
Awesome.
They'll be coming in.
Awesome.
So, and plus not only family, but there's people that moved out of town that comes back for the festival.
I understand.
And we can see them and talk with them and stuff.
It's always good to see people who've been away for a while and they come
Right.
back and actually get a little
Right.
hometown experience of family entertainment, which sometimes can be hard to find in today's world. So it's
Right.
good. It's good to have you guys doing this. Once again, we're talking about the 37th annual St. George World Grits Festival. Gentlemen, it's always a pleasure.
Pleasure.
Always
here.
a pleasure.
Good to see you.
Good to see
Thank
both
you for
of you.
doing
Oh,
this.
oh, this is truly a pleasure. This is a highlight of my day.
And I thank Mr. Richard and his family for what they do.
Amen.
They do a great job.
Thank you, Ned.
Well, I appreciate
Thank
all you guys. And what
Always
you
look
do.
up to him.
Yeah, well, I can understand that. I
Yes, sir.
understand that. Once again, we've been talking to Ned Berry, the chairman, and Richard Myers, the mill owner, and we've been talking everything when it comes to grits, the St. George World Grits Festival, April 12th, 13th, and 14th. You need more information if you'd like to be a part of it, or you just want to find out when everything's going to be scheduled. It's worldgritsfestival.com. Once again, for PRTC's community calendar, and for Ned and for Richard, I'm Miles Crosby. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back again soon.